Hi guys, it's Ellusive Dream here and welcome to my first ever emblem showcase. This will be showcasing emblems from people within the CoD community. I chose the theme of cars just because there was so many amazing car emblems just popping up in my feed, and I thought it would be an injustice not to show you guys. So yeah, I don't know much about cars and this may be a little embarrassing, but without much further ado, here we are. So first of all on the screen is one I made for Claire, Jeep Chick, and I know it's the Jeep and I don't know much else about it, so it's called Claire's Big Red Jeep. Okay, so moving right along now to... Okay, this is my other emblem and I think it's a Mazda, and I made this one for N97, hence it's called for N97 and not the name of the actual car that it is. I'm pretty sure it's a Mazda 6, but I might be wrong. So yeah, pretty much it's a car in the showroom. It's got some reflections there, not really much else to say about it. So I'm going to move on to the rest of the showcase, the ones that really matter. So okay, here we go. Oh, this one is amazing, and this one's made by Nuke to Good For You, and this is a little pixelated car. This kind of reminds me of, you know, the game Crossy Road. I don't know if any of you guys have played Crossy Road. It's a little fun game on my phone. I used to play a lot, and I just think this is so adorable. When you're looking at an emblem like this, which is quite simplistic in its approach, it's actually quite complicated to get it looking right. So you know, it may be a simplistic looking emblem, but to get the pixelation looking right, to make it look like it's really, you know, up on a screen. If you look at the bushes and the windows and the size ratio, it's all right, it all looks right. That's the way you really pull something like this off, and I think that he's just done an amazing job of that. So that's our first one, and now moving right along, we have one from Babifoot. Babifoot, I'm not quite sure how you say it. I'm a big fan of his. This one here is a Ford Mustang, I think. Before I was told what it was, I was actually just going to call it Go Speed Race a Car or something ridiculous like that, because I just don't know my cars. So anyway, if you take a look at this, it's quite amazing. I mean, the amount of detail you can project into an emblem with just 64 layers just astounds me sometimes, seeing the way that other emblem makers tackle this. It just blows me away. This one is particularly, it's almost symmetrical without being symmetrical, because you're looking at like the light coming in slightly from the front and from one side. It's a quite lit room, but then there's that little bit of light difference just to shake it up a bit, and that to me makes it pop a bit, so I really like it. It's well done, Babifoot. Moving right along, we have another from Babifoot, and this is a Lamborghini Hurricane. This one I was going to call the flat white because it's kind of flat looking and it's white, but I was told again, no, that's not what it is. This particular angle is quite a challenging angle for someone to approach the car and make it, like to make it actually look like it's on the angle and not just all falling apart, you know, and I think he's captured that brilliantly. The perspective's all right. Everything about it just is spot on. Loving the wheels, the big wheels. I wish I knew more about cars and I could really appreciate what I'm looking at. All I can really talk about is how well the emblems are created, because I'm just not a car person, but these emblems, they're just fantastic, phenomenal. Whenever they pop up in my feed and I see something new from one of these creators, I honestly, I just stop and catch my breath sometimes, because I just cannot believe that something like this has been created within the emblem editor, but it has. And so yeah, again, well done, Babifoot. Just quietly, I think my favorite of Babifoot's emblems is yet to come, so let's take a look. Okay, this is probably my favorite one of yours, of your car emblems, Babifoot. when this came up in my feed, I just was like, whoa, I just love the, the perspective on this one. It's like, you're just in front of it and it's just popping out at you. It's just saying, look at me, I'm an amazing car. And the bright yellow on the red background, it's just like, bang, here I am. So I just think this execution of this emblem is brilliant. I love that. It's almost like a forced perspective where it's just jumping out at you a little more. Like if you had a camera and you were looking down the fisheye lens, it's kind of got that feel where it's right up in your face, and I think that's really clever. This is a great emblem. Yeah, well done, Babifoot. And okay, moving right along to the next one, we have, okay, this I really love. I just think that the shape is just so brilliantly captured here. If you've spent any time using gradients, the gradient tool, it can be quite challenging to get these things to look the dimension, the shape that you want them to. I spent a lot of time playing around with that tool and just so much frustration. It's just like, oh man, it can be really challenging. And this particular emblem is done by Investor. It's a 32, I don't know how you say it, Juice Coupe, I don't know. It's a little yellow canary car, and it's really, really fantastic. What I love about this is if you're looking at it, it's a sort of vintage style car, right? And if you're looking at the sheen on the paintwork, it's sort of almost got that dated look, like it's really just come back out of the past into the present. I think that is just amazing. It just looks like a vintage car to me. It screams vintage. Now, I wish I knew a little more about these cars so I could actually, talk a bit better about them, but yeah, from an artistic point of view, I just think this is fantastic. Again, a difficult angle he's chosen, and I just think this emblem, like the amount of blackness in it, is just complementing the colors just jumping out at you. Everything's there without being there, if you know what I mean. Your brain just wants to fill it all in because the lighting is spot on. So well done to you, Investor Emblems. And next on the list we have, alright, another from Investor, and this one I think is from a horror movie, Christine, but I might be wrong, but like this one is freaky. Like the ambience of this emblem is just like, I would not want to be standing there in like the misty, foggy night with this crazy car coming to life. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. This car, this amazing car, it looks so realistic too. It's just like, it's starting up, there's nobody behind the wheel. I think it's gonna kill me. Yeah, I saw this one quite a while ago now, when Investor first made it, and I was just blown away because mostly by the ambience of the emblem. It's all the details there without being fine detail, it's all there where the light would hit in the darkness. You get enough of the information there again that your brain just wants to fill in the bigger picture. It's really good. If you're looking off to the sides of the headlights, you can see beneath the sort of white fog of the headlights, I suppose, you can see the shape of the car behind it, and it's muted, and it's just done so well. So yeah, congratulations again on this amazing emblem, Investor. Everybody on my showcase is a winner. You win because you're awesome, and I could never pick favorites. I just think you're all so talented. Okay, next up we have, okay, this one here is another by Investor Emblems. This one's called the General Lee. This one, I just love the shape of this. To me, this is almost like you know how people are drawn to curves, curvaceous sort of things. This has just got so much curve to it. I think, like looking at the shadow and what you're actually seeing of the car, you're getting a glimpse of the whole body of the car, but because it's so well shaped, you can almost fill in, just from that one perspective, you can fill in the whole entire body of the car and what it would look like. And I think that is such an achievement to be able to just give you that glimpse of the car, and your brain just fills it in. These type of emblems where there's a lot of shadow, because we've got only the 64 layers, you've got to be really creative with the way that you make your shapes, and the way that you emphasize that there's something there, like the tread on the tires in this, for instance, the hint of what's going on the front of the car. You're very limited, so you've got to be so creative in the way that you tackle this. And this is a great example of how investors used these 64 layers to really give you the whole picture without having to show you the whole picture. That's really well done. So again, great job, Investor. Okay, so next up, something a bit different but equally as awesome. I think this one's fantastic. Now, this is by Josh Horner. It didn't come with a name, so I don't know if it's from something, so I just called it like the Mobster emblem, because he looks like a full on Mobster. I'd love to know what it's from if you guys know. The style of this one is just so fantastic. Coming from like an artist perspective, this has got a real unique just feel to it. It's just fantastically done. I would put that on my wall. I think it's awesome. I'd put that up on my wall. This is probably when my kids came in, their favorite. They really liked the style and it's unique, and they said, oh, that one's just so different. They really loved it. If you don't know Josh Horner, he does a lot of silhouettes, but what makes his silhouettes really stand out is the little subtle differences he puts in them. It might be, layers for the lighting. There might be a few hints in the less dark parts of shapes and things like that. And in this one, he's used the red to really make it pop, He could have just put black and white, plain silhouette, but he's chose to put that color there on the guy's hat, on his jacket, and that just really draws your eye in. It's very well done emblem. So congratulations to you, Josh Horner, on doing such a fantastic emblem. Okay, so next, alright, we have here one by N97. And this is the Dodge Challenger. N97 makes some incredible emblems. Like, sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm just like, how? I'm sitting there thinking, okay, it's there, but how? How did he do it? How did he make it? I struggle because with N97 stuff, I have trouble seeing where one shape begins and the other one ended. He's really good with his gradients and his shading, shadows, light and dark. It's always surprising me. What I really love about this emblem is the perspective. It's almost like you're looking down at the front of the vehicle. So what I love most of all is how all these creators find new ways to make something different, I've seen all these car emblems we've seen, none of them are the same. Everything about them's got something that just makes it stand out. Well done to you, N97. I think my next emblem is another of yours, so let's have a look. Oh yes, and this one, I love this because the way this is executed is just, it's so unique. This to me looks like it's locked away. It's like your prized possession locked away in your garage, and you've just cracked that garage door and the light's just beaming in, and there waiting for you is your baby. Now, I don't know if that's accurate or not. I don't know if this is your actual car, N97, because I have no idea what kind of car this is. But to me, this emblem is just, it represents that immaculate, well looked after ride that is just sitting there waiting for you to take for a spin when you crack open that door and let the sunshine in. So moving right along now to our next emblem. Oh, this one is so different and I just love it. This emblem just pops at me. This one's by Vileself. I'm pretty sure most of you would have seen his work. If you haven't, definitely check out his channel. He just makes some amazing stuff. This is the Batmobile, and I'm just going to say that no car showcase would be complete without a Batmobile, so yeah, kudos to you for thinking to do that, Vile. I think this is great. Yeah, this one, the style is almost cel-shaded. It's just really poppy. If you're looking at that pop up on your screen as you're in the middle of gameplay, that's really going to stand out at you. And I just really love the execution of this emblem. Again, this particular one is very symmetrical, but it's just symmetrical and so bright that, it's just really well done. The focal point of this particular emblem is smack bang in the middle, so I'm just drawn to it. I just want to look at it. Yeah, he's done a fantastic job. I don't know why it says zombie. How did I never notice that it says zombie? Did you change your name, Vile? Okay, moving to the next one. We have, this one made me laugh a little bit because this one didn't come with a name. I do know now that it's a Nissan Skyline R34. This emblem was made by Yeti Machete, and when it was submitted to me and I had to move it from my lappy, from Twitter to my laptop, I was like, what am I going to call the file? And so I actually uploaded this emblem as Yeti's big white rear end. He said, please don't call it that, so I'm just going to tell you about it. I'm not calling it that. Again, this I love because it's just so bright and poppy and it just jumps at you. There's not a lot of shading there, but there's still the full depth of the car. You know, you can see that this car is a three-dimensional object. There's just the hints of it around the back, around the exhaust, where there'd be less light falling on the car, and you can really see the shape there. There's little hints of that just again on the windshield, the way the light's hitting, not the windshield, sorry, the rear windshield, the way the light's hitting, just giving that again, that depth. I'm just really amazed how people, you know, the different ways people create that shape within the emblem. Today you've seen so many different examples of how to capture a shape. You can use your gradients, you can just use your shapes themselves to hint at the shape of the overall emblem. Clever use of lighting, it's all there. So congratulations, Yeti, this is a great approach. Love this emblem, and I hope to see much more from you in the future too. And oh wow, that's the end of my showcase. How did that happen? So next time send me lots more so I can just keep on talking forever. Just kidding, guys. Now remember, this is just for fun. It's been fantastic. It's been a fantastic experience, and I will be doing it again. I'm not sure what the theme will be at this point in time, but keep a lookout for my next creator showcase. If you guys want to be involved next time, come over to Twitter, find me there. Just keep a lookout on my posts, and then you won't miss out for next time. So I guess until next time, this is Ellusive Dream saying see ya. Bye guys, have a good one.